Hey friends, welcome. January 19th, 2025. What if Jesus walked among us today in the bustling streets of New York City? How would he interact with the people and places we know so well? Each day, we explore what his life might look like in our modern world, discovering his timeless teachings in new settings. Today, as he starts and ends his day in prayer, Jesus shows us how to live with intention, compassion, and purpose. Journey with him, and let's uncover how his presence would transform even the busiest city into a sanctuary of love and hope. The day begins in the quiet stillness of dawn. The sky is painted in soft shades of pink and orange as Jesus kneels in Central Park, his breath forming small clouds in the crisp winter air. His prayer is not rushed, but deeply intentional. He thanks the Father for the gift of the day, for beauty in creation, and for the opportunities ahead to share love and light. Now, he prays for the city, for its people, the hurried and the weary, the joyful and the burdened. Finally, he asks for wisdom and strength, saying, Father, guide my steps, that your will may be done. As the sun rises higher, Jesus begins his walk through the park. The snow crunches beneath his sandals, and his warm smile greets the early risers. A group of joggers notices him, and his gentle wave invites them to pause. He speaks to them about perseverance, likening their physical endurance to the endurance needed in life's trials. The path is not always smooth, but every step forward is progress, he says, leaving them with a story about a runner who, though weary, finishes the race with support of others. The joggers depart, uplifted and motivated, their hearts lighter than before. From Central Park, Jesus makes his way downtown, where he encounters a community garden on the Lower East Side. Volunteers are hard at work distributing fresh produce to families in need. Jesus joins them, rolling up his sleeves to help arrange boxes of apples, potatoes, and greens. As people arrive, he greets each one with genuine interest. A single mother shares her worries about providing for her children, and Jesus listens intently, reminding her, you are not forgotten. Your care and love are seen by the Father, and he delights in your strength. To a man who feels isolated and unneeded, Jesus offers encouragement. You are part of something greater, and your presence matters. These simple yet profound interactions leave an indelible mark on the hearts of those he meets. By midday, Jesus steps into the New York Public Library. Its grandeur and quiet focus draw him in. He chooses a book at random, flipping through its pages as students and researchers work diligently around him. A group of students nearby notices him, intrigued by his calm presence. They strike up a conversation asking what he's reading. A book on philosophy, he replies. But true wisdom is not found in words alone. It is in how we live, how we love, and how we serve others. His words spark a lively discussion, and he encourages them to see their studies not as an end, but as a means to a better world. In the afternoon, Jesus finds himself walking through Times Square. The towering screens flash advertisements promising happiness through possessions and achievements. Jesus pauses beneath one that reads, "Find your bliss here." A crowd begins to gather as he starts to speak, his voice steady but compelling. "Happiness isn't something you buy," he says, pointing to the bright screen above. "It's found in love, love for God, for others, and for yourself. The treasures of the world fade, but the treasures of the heart endure." His words strike a chord, and as people disperse, many carry his message with them, pondering its truth. As evening descends, Jesus makes his way to the Staten Island Ferry terminal. Before boarding, he finds a quiet corner to pray. This prayer is one of gratitude for the connections made, the lives touched, and the beauty of the day. He prays for the city, lifting up the unseen struggles of its people and asking for peace and healing in their lives. On the ferry, Jesus sits among the passengers, his presence inviting conversation. A young couple nervously shares their fears about their financial future, and he listens with patience. "Do not be anxious," he tells them. "Your Father knows what you need. Trust in him and take one step at a time." An older man sitting nearby overhears and begins to share his own story of regret over past mistakes. Jesus reassures him, "The past does not define you. What matters is the love you give now, in this moment." By the time the ferry reaches its destination, the passengers feel as though a weight has been lifted from their shoulders. The day ends along the waterfront, where the city's lights shimmer on the dark waters. Jesus stands quietly, gazing out at the horizon. Once more, he kneels in prayer, this time in solitude. His prayer is heartfelt and intimate. "Father, thank you for this day, for the moments of joy, and for the burdens I was able to share. Guide me tomorrow as you have today, that I may continue to bring your love into this world." So, Jesus begins and ends his day in prayer, grounding every action in his connection with the Father. Throughout the day, he touches lives with compassion, humility, and wisdom, showing that even in a city as busy as New York, there is room for kindness and grace. His presence transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones, reminding us that we too can carry his light into our world. So, as we reflect on his day, we are left with a question. How can we live as he did, bringing love and hope into the lives we touch? Join us tomorrow to follow Jesus once more and uncover new lessons for our journey through modern life. Let his example inspire your steps today and always. Before you leave, I would like to offer a prayer for the hopes, needs, and intentions that you hold in your heart on this day. You ready? I'll lead. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So join us tomorrow as we continue this journey across the United States with Jesus Christ, as he lives in our world in 2025. It's going to be a beautiful journey, and I can't wait to share it with you. Thanks for joining me today, friends. I look for you every day. You make my life better. You know what? Don't forget, hug your family because they love you. And I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.